Wow. Lionel Messi, what a player. Wow. Another brace, giving Argentina 2-0 win over Austria, securing Argentina for the next run, the run of 32. And Lionel Messi single-handedly qualified Argentina out of this group. So far, Argentina scored 5 goals, and all of them come from Lionel Messi. A hat trick in the opening game against Algeria. And tonight, he could have had a hat trick if he did not miss the penalty. But a brace was enough to propel him to the leading goal scorer of the history of this competition, the FIFA World Cup. Now Messi have 18, followed by Klose, retired, 16. Ronaldo from Brazil, 15. We know Mbappe is behind, but he's currently the leading scorer of the tournament, 18 goal. You know, Messi is this player that him alongside Cristiano Ronaldo for 17 years marked this generation. They monopolize. It is like a dictatorship, you know. They dictate what image we see for the past 17 years. Because if you open the news, it's always Messi, Ronaldo, who's the greatest player. Messi, he won this, he won that, he have this trophy, he have the World Cup, he have this. And then Ronaldo fan over there like us, you know. I have nothing but respect for Messi, but like you know, when you take the Ronaldo side, it's the greatest goal scorer of all time, you know, Champions League, you know, all that. You compare those two. But these two players, they mark their era. Not only their era, they mark the future generation and the generation before them. I know being the greatest player is just a semantic argument because for me, it all depends who did you watch. Because some people will say Ronaldinho is the greatest dribbler of all time because that will take anybody, right? And the older people will say, the baby boomer will say, is a Pele, you know, is a Maradona, is a George Best, you know, it's like all those players back then. And you have the generation Zinedine Zidane, Platini, all those Italian players, Del Piero and stuff, those type of players. But our generation is only Messi, Ronaldo. We had the prime Neymar, we have the prime Eden Hazard, we have a prime Luis Suarez, prime Benzema, prime anyone. But all the time when you talk about them, you just talked about them in a different category. Because when the Messi name come out or Ronaldo come out, it's over, right? And this year, at 39 years old, Lionel Messi is impacting this World Cup like ever because he never scored a hat trick until this year. From 2006 to 2026, Messi was there trying to win a World Cup, right? In 2022, he got that. Now he's playing relaxed. You remember, like in 2014-15, where even some Argentinian was like mad against him. He doesn't win anything. You know, Maradona won everything by himself. Messi have this squad, he can do anything, right? Everyone. You know, the problem with these two players, Messi and Ronaldo, is everything is good. It's all about them, right? Everything, if they win, is Messi or Ronaldo. If they lose, it's same thing. You know, it's the same coin. It's Ronaldo, Messi. It's their fault. It's because of them. Right now, everyone is blaming Ronaldo. He's holding back Portugal. I say, guys, come on, have a common sense. And today's performance from Lionel Messi, I mean, overall, is a typical Messi game, right? It's not like he's been pressing or doing anything, but you know, he's the light at the end of the tunnel for Argentina because Argentina's squad is arguably one of the most balanced team in this World Cup. They have the most coherent collective because this collective, I think, only 2 or 3 players that weren't in the 2022 World Cup. It's just the starting lineup, only Almeida wasn't there in 2022. They have arguably the best goalkeeper in the World Cup right now. I know some people say Thibaut Courtois or like whatever, like Manuel Neuer. But when it comes to the international football, it's Igor Martinez. You cannot argue about that. And you have the two pitbull in the center back, Romeo and Martinez. Those two, you see them, it just remind me Pepe and Ramos. Those era. Because these two are aggressive. Romeo already have 9 red cards in his career. And we all know how aggressive Martinez is. He's short but aggressive. And you have a Medina from Marseille. Medina play for Marseille. And you have Molina playing for Atletico Madrid. Their backline is set in stone. Like they don't move. And you have the midfielder, Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea Football Club, McAllister from Liverpool, and you have a Rodrigo De Paul, known as the bodyguard of Lionel Messi. That dude is like, yo, he's so aggressive, he's scary, man, to watch him. He's a melon of, you know, it's like it's a mix of Sergio Ramos and Diego Costa, right? That's the kind of energy he gives to me. And you have Almeida, very technical player, because that Messi first goal, If he did like Ronaldo did against Bruno Fernandes, there wouldn't be a goal. But he let the ball pass, and Messi, what a strike! The goalie couldn't do anything. He's tall and long, but he couldn't stop it because there was the defender in front of him, and Messi just enveloped that ball like this. Boom! Couldn't see it. And you have Lautaro Martinez, the best striker in the Serie for the past 5 years, because Inter is winning there for fun. And all because of him. He scored like at least 25 goals per season. And Lionel Messi concluding everything that come there, that dude finished. It was a dominant performance. Messi, after his hat trick against Algeria, I would say, yeah, Algeria was weak. I think Algeria respected Argentina too much. But playing against Austria the way they played, they're dominant. They know how to suffer because this team, this Australian team is really good. We all know the coach, Ragnick. He managed the Manchester United and Strasbourg. He's like an educator. He's not like a head coach or something. He's like an educator. Like his team are very aggressive, forefront. Like it's just man to man, like marking everywhere. It was an interesting game to watch. They missed some chances because Argentina defense was good. If you look at the stat, Argentina dominated the game. Even the stat wise, 12 shot to 6 shot on target. Austria only had one shot on target. Argentina had three, two goal, and 90% pass accuracy. So it's a high level. This Argentinian team is a really high level. When you watch them play, it's just scary, man. I think they're going. People were talking their favorite about Spain, France, like England. Nobody is talking about Argentina. I think Argentina love that, the fact that nobody is putting them as a favorite, right? I know for the past 2 days, I didn't drop a video since Sunday because I was in a wedding with my friend who got married. I know he's watching it right now. Hey, comment below if you're watching it, buddy. And overall, we had some interesting results because Spain are back in the competition. Spain with Yamal and without Yamal is different. Yamal became the youngest player to score a goal in a World Cup since Pele and then Messi. They won 4-0 against Saudi Arabia. That group is interesting because now Uruguay have to beat Spain if they want to qualify because Uruguay couldn't beat Capo Verde. The African team, we had a great weekend this round. Only Tunisia like disappointed us. They lost 4-0 to Japan. And Sweden, the other team in the group, lost 5-1 to Netherlands. So that just tell you how bad Tunisia was because it doesn't mean Sweden was that good. It's just like Tunisia was that bad. So those two teams, we all know like Netherlands gonna go through. Netherlands and Japan, they're gonna be fighting for the third place, and it would be Japan, Sweden, Netherlands, Tunisia. Yeah, that's crazy. And the other side, Capo Verde did a 2-2 against Uruguay. You know, they did 0-0 against Spain. Everyone thought, that's a surprise. It doesn't, nah. I said, yo, we know where this team come from, bro. They did 2-2 against Marcelo Bielsa team. They almost beat them. The last 10 minutes, it was like, yo, Uruguay was more looking to keep their point than trying to win the game. So the African team did a fantastic this week because so far we had only one defeat, which was against Tunisia Japan game because Ivory Coast lost to Germany. That's come off like it's a defeat that doesn't hurt that much because if you watch that game, it was a very competitive game. If Adingra scored that second goal, we wouldn't be here talking about like Germany won 2-1. No, like that game would be 2-0 and the game would end like at least a tie. But it was a good result from the Ivory Coast. We know they're gonna qualify because they'll be playing Curacao did 0-0 against Ecuador. Another thing, except of Messi grabbing a headlight, all those goalkeeper and a red card and own goal, they're on this competition. The Curacao goalkeeper had a fantastic game, and you have the Cabo Verde goalie have a fantastic game again. He finished the man of the match again against Uruguay, and you have the other guy, which is the goalie from. It's not Curacao, it's Morocco. No, the Iranian goalkeeper. That dude had a fantastic game against Belgium. I think Belgium golden generation was only prime Eden Hazard because since Eden Hazard retired, we saw how bad that team is, and they weren't able to beat Iran. They were lucky. The last 20 minutes they were playing with a 10 men. But Iran gonna play their last game against Egypt, which won their game 3-1 against New Zealand. Mohamed Salah, the pharaoh of Egypt. That was fantastic to watch. So Salah scored one goal and one assist, and he finished a man of the game. They won against New Zealand 3-1, which was interesting. And of course, Turkey lost to Paraguay. Turkey had more shot than any team in this competition. They still did not score. They had like 64 shots on total, and they didn't score. They lost to Paraguay, and now they're going home. Brazil won against Haiti 3-0. Morocco won against Scotland 1-0. So Morocco gonna qualify. They're gonna be fighting with the first position between them and Brazil because they're playing Haiti in the last game, and Brazil will be playing Scotland. So it's gonna be interesting. And of course, the United States of America, USA, yeah, secure we are through the next round. We're gonna just fight for the